Hello and welcome everyone. If you are watching replay and didn't catch me live, join me next Tuesday night. I try to go live every Tuesday night. We're gonna see how tonight goes. I'm back out in my shed, but I've got a new webcam and I've got a Wi-Fi extender. So thank you guys last time for mentioning that. Because I got it done. So the lighting might be a little weird tonight because I'm half outside. Anyway, awesome, you guys. I have an exciting announcement, and that is that I finally have memberships up and available for you guys. Hi, Shanna. So the memberships is part of being monetized that I now have. And so I only have one tier up at the moment, but I'm going to put up more tiers. But if you guys want to check that out, you can actually see that at the top of my channel now. There's like a little join button. And it's basically like a monthly thing that you can pay for, and it supports me and it supports my channel. This is very wobbly. I apologize. But you get perks for it. So you're not going to lose anything like if you don't purchase those memberships. It's more just like added stuff for those of you who do want to get a membership. So right now, the only tier that is up there is just so you can pay for badges and emojis. So when you're in the super chat, there will be like a badge next to your name, and then you can use special emojis. And I think that's helpful, especially because lately during my live readings, I've had a hard time keeping track of all the chats. There's been a lot of people that jump in, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with you all. So the badges and the emojis might be helpful for me to see you, give me a shout out. Thank you for the donation already. But yeah, that's just a quick little update. Memberships are up. If you guys want to see the decks that I'm using, check out the description. I have all of those links, as well as my social links. But yeah, if you guys are new here, please subscribe. And I hope I can keep up with your guys' comments tonight. I have thought about it all week and how I'm gonna like handle it, and I haven't figured out a solution. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Because I want to be able to read every single comment. Hey, Lori. And I feel like it's so mean if I can't read every single comment. But I know that's like not possible. It's going to be so hard. So we'll figure it out as we go. I speak for my truth. Can you let me know your name? I am still going to start with the group reading for everybody, and then I'll jump back to you. But then, yeah, we sort of do live readings, combo, super chat readings. Do you read family members that are unknown? Yes, as long as I sort of have their energy, a name, or just like somebody you know-ish, then yes. Awesome. Thank you, Lauryn. I will start with you first when we jump into the individual readings, but I wanted to do a group reading for everyone. And sort of why I called this night Speaking to Loved Ones in Spirit is just like an hour before I come out here and I'm ready to read, I sort of feel the energy, and I just felt like we had a lot of spirit coming in. And so I was like, all right. Awesome. So I'm just going to ask for everyone if we can have a message from a loved one in spirit, keeping it very vague and open. And I've got all sorts of cards in front of me. Just pulling these right now. That one is popping out. And then I want to pull one more card. Oh, goodness. Message from spirit. Ooh, okay. I do have super chat, Jordan. I monetized as of like 2 weeks ago. Big success for me. All right. So this is a message for everyone. I'm automatically hearing right now that this is like in pieces. Like some of you might resonate with some of this. Some of it might not resonate at all. So I immediately got the Lover card. And so I feel like for some of you, this person in spirit might have been like a lover, like an ex-husband, ex-wife, possibly even like somebody that you had in a past life that was like in a loving relationship. But the message here, I haven't even read this card or what it's about, but the message here is about like loving yourself. Like, I don't know who this person is, but this card is more of the message of like, love yourself, put time into your self-care routine. And I feel like such a broken record when I say that. And so like, I'm going to try to like think of other ways to say it, but like for self-care, hair everywhere. For self-care, it's like making sure you go to bed on time, eating okay. You know, it can be as simple and as basic as that. This is also a message that this person loves you. Great passion and devotion towards you, unbridled appreciation of you. And so I think that's just another layered message there. Again, I don't feel like all of these messages are going to apply to everybody. It's like more like, I'm even feeling like this is like a Valentine's Day like chocolate box that they're trying to like send you. I'm even hearing for some of you, this is permission to move on and find love elsewhere. Okay, and then another card I pulled, this is Unfinished Symphony. And I'm hearing with this person who's in spirit for you guys, it's about your journey together is not done. Like, the Unfinished Symphony card is usually like, there's more to your life, there's more coming up, and I feel like that's this way with this person. It's like, we're not done. Like, yeah, I'm not here on this plane anymore, and you have a long time to live, but really it's going to go by in a blink of an eye when you're on this other side, and we have so much more to do together. So this is like confirmation that there's still a relationship there. There's still time that you will spend together. Unfinished Symphony. The birds on this card are also sticking out to me. There's also musical notes. So maybe for some of you, this person is connecting to you through music or through birds. That's interesting. Cool. That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you, Elena. I'll get to you after I get to rain. Oh my gosh. And then look at this card. So this is my new deck. I have a new deck that I got. It's called Talking to Heaven by James Von Prague. Whoa, sorry. And this is a mediumship deck. So basically what it is it's like a telephone to your loved ones is how I like to describe it. So this is basically something that your loved ones. So you ask them a question, you connect to them, and you say, I want to know how you're doing, blah, 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 tell me something. And then you pull a card and it's as if they're saying this. And I think that's an absolutely amazing idea. Hint, hint, because there's only 7 of you in here. Well, I get a lot of replays. My card deck that I am creating is very similar. Not quite, but very similar. I'm sure like immediately some of it is popping into your guys' head because I know how intuitive you guys are. But this card is I send you loving signs through nature. So for some of you, this loved one is connecting to you through nature. So this could be animals, plants, clouds, I'm hearing. So maybe you see butterflies. Maybe you go out on walks a lot. Maybe you're by water, but that's how you can get in tune with this loved one a little bit more. And I'm going to be using this deck tonight. I'm so excited about it. All right. So that is message from loved one in spirit. I didn't want to go too far in depth of that because I feel like there's so many spirits out there, and let's just get into individual readings tonight and see what they have to say. Alrighty. All right, Elena would like message from blood relatives, not adopted family. Okay, I'll go back to your super chat. Message from my aunt. All right, thank you, Lauryn. I feel like she's immediately coming in. She's kind of standing back here to my left. I feel like she was like a very lively person, Lauryn. And I apologize if I miss you, but thank you guys for the super chats. We might not ever get back to the free readings. I'm in this weird place of like not knowing how to handle all of the super chats and how quickly they move. I'm so used to having only like a few people in here at once, but I'm happy about it. All right. Yes, she definitely is. Okay. Yeah, because I'm just getting like a ton of energy from her, and she feels like she wants to like share this energy with you. She's like, get up, do something different, which makes sense with this card I pulled. This is like new life, but I pulled it in reverse. So when this card is in reverse, it's like feeling stuck, feeling lethargic, just like not moving forward, not paying attention to the signs. I feel like, Lauryn, there's so much more you could be moving forward on, but you're just like, there's all these mental blocks or all these things you're telling yourself that you just like can't have or do. And she's coming in here with this like zest for life and telling you that you can do it. Just like she's like trying to like reiki this energy into you. Ooh, and then I pulled from this new card deck, which I'm using tonight. And she says, we have been together in dreams, past tense. I love that. This is interesting too, because there's a lot of lavender in this picture, Lauryn. So maybe, excuse me, maybe getting some lavender in your house or lavender oils. Maybe you set the intention that this is her. And so anytime you want to connect with her, maybe you have that lavender, or anytime you smell lavender, you're like, oh my goodness, that's Aunt coming through. Very happy and wild and free. Yeah, she's just like, she's wanting to share that energy with you. Makes sense. Depression. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like, yeah, she's just trying to like zuzz you up. Like, I don't have another word for it, but she's like trying to jazz you up with her energy. So know that she's there, and she's definitely like cheering you on. She's already like left my space and she's in your space. All right, I'm going to try to go faster, but thank you, Lauryn. Let's jump back to Elena. Was found on the streets at age 3 in Russia. Oh my goodness. I would like a message from any family member, if possible, cut off from my adopted toxic family members. I feel there's a lot going on there, Elena, already. I like message from my blood relatives, not adopted family. Yeah. Okay. I feel, and it just feels like so obvious to me, and you probably already know this, but it feels like you came into this life to have this experience. Like, there is a reason why you are not with your blood relatives, and there's a reason why your adopted relatives, it didn't work either. It's like, if you're ever worried about like, oh, did I do something wrong? Is this like not the path I'm supposed to be on? But it's like, this is all planned out. Like, there is a reason behind all of this. And I feel like you already know that. And so I just want to pull one card of like what that means. Like, lover. Okay. And if you guys watched my video I put up last week about reading cards can have different meanings, different times that you pull them. And I think what you're going through, Elena, and it's so funny because I feel like I just got this message for myself this week, is like this whole situation, you came in wanting to know how to love people. And it's hard. It's hard to do, especially when you have such awful, toxic people around you. And it's like you came into this life because you really wanted to push yourself. And this isn't the only reason. Like, you can come here and do other things. Like, I'm not telling you that this is like your sole purpose, because I hate when people say that. But this is like, you wanted to come in, you wanted to fix these things. You wanted to force yourself to really love people that really didn't deserve it. And let me just jump down in case you're responding to me. Okay. But yeah, I feel like that's like the why. Like, immediately your guides were like, she needs to know like why this is going on. And so I feel like this is going to be like an ongoing challenge. And it might not be that you need to go back and love those toxic family members. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. You can love them from afar, send them love, send them forgiveness, but that doesn't mean you have to like be around them. But it's like, I'm hearing like romantic relationships and family relationships, like when you have a family down the line, because that's definitely going to happen. I'm just getting so much with you, Elena. I'm just getting like claircognizant download. What else was I saying? Sorry. I'm trying to make these even for everybody. Family, romantic relationships, friends too. Like, the challenge for you is going to be like opening up enough, but not too much. And this is like this constant back and forth that you're going to have to do this whole life. So I feel like that was more the message that wanted to come through. But as far as connecting to them, I'm like immediately hearing like you didn't lose anything. Like you might worry that they were like, oh my gosh, they're trying to reconnect. I am so much better now. And so maybe don't take that as like better off without you. For whatever reason, this birth family, they just like, I don't know if they didn't have the means, or I wouldn't be surprised if they are not even around like physically, like passed away, especially with like this rainbow. Usually that's kind of like a sign for me that they've passed on. But it feels like non-existent. Like I feel like you worry that, you know, maybe you could have had a life with them, or there's something you're missing out on. But I'm just getting like a complete like blank slate energy when I'm looking at it. It's like there's nothing there. There's nothing that you're missing out on, but it's not negative and it's not positive either. It's just like they were meant to not be there. I hope that makes sense, Elena. Sorry. I feel like I love people more than they do. I often feel people use me for the amount of love I give to others. Yeah, and that's like that balance. Sometimes you can go overboard, and sometimes you just like screw you. I'm like holding myself up. I'm not talking to anybody. You know what I mean? But I would just know that they're in a much better place. And I feel like you wanted to get more into like their personality or who they were about. But I feel like sometimes they just come in and they give something else that's like way more important. And I think the bigger message is like, don't feel like you lost out on anything. Like there's not like an option where you could have gone back to them. Like it was purposely void. Like you came into this life and there was supposed to be nothing there. And so it's like, it's weird. It's like there's no energy there of like family that I can like read into in a way. And I'm asking, like, is that just me not connecting? And it's like, no, it's like, it's all like predetermined. Like I keep hearing the word fate, which I don't like to use, but it's like, it's all purposeful. So thank you, Elena, for your donation. We're doing individual readings, you guys. Basically, if anyone sends a super chat, I do those first, or donation through Venmo, either one. And then if nobody's donating, we jump into the kind of free guessing game readings. But yeah, I think Jordan is next. Any message or anything in particular from H, my spirit? I'm going to actually still use these cards. So even though these are mediumship cards, I think you can use them however you want. So I'm going to ask H to communicate, through these cards to me. Also wants me, is it he? Wants me to pull this. Ooh, that's a great message, Jordan. I am here helping you. And I'm specifically drawn to this, sorry if it's bright, this little flag that he's holding. And I feel like he's coming in being like, like I'm helping you with the red flags. I'm showing you the red flags. Let me pull one other card. So maybe there's a doubt. There's another rainbow again there, which makes me wonder, Jordan, if this person, because I think I've read for you before, and I want to say that this was like a spirit guide of yours. I almost wonder if this was a past family member. I'm like I'm feeling really like, actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Good about that? Powerful? You should have saw last week, Jordan. Something about me being monetized. Yeah. Jordan, past lives are so hard for me to read into because I feel like time doesn't exist. I feel like we all are kind of the same person in a way, and we're all, I don't want to go into it, but I feel like this person is both your guide and maybe someone who was a family member in a past life. Transparency for you. This guide or person, sorry, what was it? Particular for my spirit, H. And I'm just scrolling down so I can see past lover. Yeah, that's okay. Transparency. This, and he or she is helping you come in to help you with transparency. Be more transparent. Is if you're saying like lovers, I wonder if that's too like in romantic relationships. But this is like the card of being honest, being authentic, being genuine, being present. And I think you already sort of know that about this guide. Past lover. That's what they're here to help you with right now. So if you're getting into a new relationship, if you're trying to attract a new relationship, I'm here helping you, and I'm here helping you with your vulnerable side. It's not just like being transparent with others. It's like opening up, similar to what we were almost talking about with Elena, of like being open enough to let people in. I'm just seeing if there's anything else like I'm actually getting. Thank you, Ash. I'm going to catch up as soon as I can. No, I'm not reading Ash. I'm like already getting stuff for you. Okay. I think H, I'm just like getting like this energy of like pulling back a little bit. And I feel like this person is more like, I trust you. I'm letting the reins go a little bit. Because I think you're progressing, you're needing me less and less. I hope that makes sense. Definitely. It's almost like you're like graduating from needing this guide. But they're still here. They're still helping you. And that's why that message is coming through, is because you're worried, oh, okay, she or he or she is not around anymore. I'm not quite feeling them, but it's more that you're graduating. Like you don't need them as much, but it doesn't mean they're not still there. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. And bear with me, you guys. Ever since I got monetized, more people are finding me live, and I'm bad at reading fast, so I'll go as fast as I can. Oh my goodness, thank you. So sorry, you're gonna have to hang out. Shanna. Okay, so I'm on Shanna. I haven't been free in wild in a while. Oh, call on your aunt, Lauryn. I think she's like definitely here to help you with that. I don't know if you're still in here. I'm so looking forward to my reading tomorrow at 1 p.m. Oh, nice. I won't say your name, but glad to like put a name and a face together. I'm scared too, though. Facts. I always tell people I don't bite, and readings are not painful. Well, at least not like physically. They shouldn't be emotionally. Anyway. Shanna, did you put up a question? Have you had one before? So excited I found you. Thank you, Ash. Sorry, I'm reading super little guys comments. Funny. Are they with me if they pass? I've been told my birth mom passed. Sorry, Elena, I just saw that. I don't feel like they're super with you. No, because that's like kind of just the vibe that I was getting from that card. But that's how I'm reading it now. That doesn't mean like it's for sure. And if somebody else has told you that, then absolutely. And trust your gut. Do you feel like they're around? Do you feel like you're often thinking about them? And that's the thing too, guys, with loved ones in spirit, is if you're thinking about them, if you're talking to them, if you're writing them letters, if you're calling them in. I have a video on this, by the way. You can call in their energy and be around them. And basically you talking about them, thinking about them, talking to them can call them in, which sometimes actually causes problems, because if you have somebody who's just passed and you're constantly like, I need to hear you. Oh my gosh, like, where are you? And you're constantly like calling them in, you're taking them out of, I don't want to say their spiritual progression or journey, because they can do that with or without you, but in a way it's sort of like a little bit feels like that to me. Anyway, where was I at? Last few years. Heck yeah, Ash, I'm so glad you found me. I've been around for a long time, But my videos, I've only just recently realized my videos are so dang specific that unless you really know what you're searching for, you're not going to find me. So I've been trying to make my video like titles a little bit more like open so that people can find me. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Shanna. My brother passed, my daughter's dead. Well, maybe we can connect with them tonight, Ash. It's a good investment, in my opinion. Absolutely. Sometimes you just need that peace of mind and clarity. All right. Well, you monetize yourself and how you represent you and your talents. Okay. Ash. Oh, wait, Shanna's question. I'm sorry. Right? We're on Shanna. I don't know how I'm going to do this with more people, you guys. It's going to be rough. I'm going to have to figure this out. I love to know if you can sense my uncle and if he came to me. I'm hearing yes through message last week. Absolutely. I'm going to ask what that message was, Shanna, and then I'm going to pull one of these cards from my deck, and I'm sort of going to listen to him. It's kind of like the vibe or the routine I'm going to do tonight. TikTok in reverse. He's wanting to talk about like the things that you want right now, Shanna. It's like, hang on. Oh, and you said you'd love to know one of your guides. Okay. So yeah, TikTok, I don't know what you're trying to manifest, Shanna. I feel like this is kind of everybody right now. And if this speaks to multiple people, like take it, spirit likes to work that way. Turn this a little bit more this way, get brighter. Thank you. Okay. But sometimes we try to push things and we want things to happen on our time. And this is just a message like things are not happening on the timeline that you expect. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You're going to manifest it. So I don't know what your uncle came in and did or like said to you. I don't know what that message was. A little keep believing kind of thing. It's more like I'm up here with your guides. Like we hear what you're saying. Just stop worrying about the timeline. Like you think it has to be this way, but it's actually this way. So just let go. I'm also hearing like Mercury retrograde, which I don't even know if I necessarily believe in that, but it almost feels like a part of that might be affecting you. Just at the least, like think of it as like external forces that you can't control is kind of like what he's coming in to say. Anything else from your uncle? And I know that sometimes, I feel like a lot of times loved ones come in and they just want to give you advice about your life because they don't care about themselves. They're not like sitting over here like, oh yeah, tell them about me and how I'm doing. They don't have that ego anymore. They just want to facilitate. Same freaking card, Shanna. I am here to help you. And like literally what I'm just now saying, it's like, I don't care about me. Don't worry about me, Shanna. I'm here. I'm now part of your spiritual team. I just got chills. He is like here with you for life to help you lay out the path. And so like the flags now, I'm again being drawn to him, but he's like literally showing me like guideposts, like like in E.T. when Elliot's trying to get E.T. into his bedroom, so he's like literally laying out like M&Ms to guide him. This is like what your uncle is doing with these like signs or these flags. I'm here helping you. He's definitely like here to help you with like manifesting like big time. I don't know if he was that way in your life, but he at least wants to make up for it now. For sure. I'd like to know just one of my guides working on grounding so I can even stand a chance. I immediately felt goddess energy, Shanna. I would almost like flip through a goddess book and just like literally do a book reading and just like first page, bam, that's them. I'm hearing Isis though. I'm also hearing Easter, Shanna, which is spelled Eostre. Maybe look into those guides. I feel like you have so many and you're just such at the beginning, Shanna. You're going to find them as you go. Ash, let me see what your question was. Ash, was that the same Ash? Yes. So Ash says the last few years I've been dealing with energies. There's a lot more to it, but I'm excited to find it. Oh, I already read that. My brother passed, my daughter's dad as well, and my grandmother. These are all super important people to me. We'll see who comes through first. Ash, take your time. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Shanna, absolutely. Just peruse around my channel. My whole point with wanting to do these videos was that, I could put it up and it's there because, I always like to say there's several Lauryns online right now teaching you. And, if I forget right now in the moment some advice, you can go jump around and find advice through a Lauryn from the past. I just watched that part of ET 2 days ago. The Reese's Pieces. That was him. Oh my gosh, Shanna. He probably gave me that visual just to confirm that. Sorry. So Ash, I just wanted to make sure Ash didn't say anything else. So Ash, dealing with energies. There's a lot more, but I'm excited. Yeah. And I'm getting, Ash, too, that because you have this spirit team that is so family oriented, you are going to, it's almost like it's giving you a leg up with your intuition because you know them so well. You're like, oh my gosh, that's totally them. That's totally a message. It's more that you're going to be able to trust them. Okay, so they're telling me to pull a card from each of them. So I'm just going to do that. So brother, daughter's dad, and grandmother. Brother. So I won't go and pull other cards like everybody else, but I'm just really excited to use this deck. And that way you feel like you can get something from them, and I sort of listen to clairaudiently. Obviously, if I'm doing a paid reading, I'll spend way more time with my intuition, but sometimes with these live readings, I go a lot faster if I'm just using cards and sort of putting a little bit of intuitive. Brother, my mind is free. So I don't know if your brother had I don't know if your brother had a lot of issues in this life, maybe mental issues, or maybe he just had a hard time here. But he wants you to know none of that bothers him anymore. None of those stresses or concerns are here. And I'm really seeing this as a gateway that he stepped through. He stepped from dark into light. He is so much more lifted is the word that I'm hearing. He is literally picking me up by my shoulders right now. And it feels kind of like angel wings. That is too cool. So if you ever feel that tingly sensation on your back, Ash, I feel like it's him putting his angel wings on you. And I shouldn't say angel wings, but he's giving me the sensation of wings. He's lifting me up. He's elevating my energy. And he's wanting to do that for you too, Ash. He's definitely going to help you with your intuitive work and getting you into that higher vibrational place. And then you wanted daughter's dad. I will always point you in the right direction. There's a little compass. And I'm getting, this is specifically with your daughter. If you're ever oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. What do you think? You feel oh my gosh, I wish he was still here so I can get his opinions. Even if he was an ex or something, he's still your daughter's dad, So we'll help you with those decisions. All right. And then last person, grandmother. I have become one of your guides. I literally just said that. That's so cool. So I think grandma is definitely, I feel like she's going to pop up later in your intuitive work, but I really think you're going to be working with all of these people as you're doing your intuitive stuff. Thank you, Ash. Hi, Stancy. We are doing individual readings, trying to catch up on these super chats. And then I just thought I saw a cat crawling up to me. Who's that cat with? It's a spirit cat. I feel like that was also with Ash. Ash, you've also got cats. You did, Jenny. Jenny donated $10 at the end of the last reading. Jenny, let me get to you after Jordan. I didn't read her, but she sent a donation. So thank you, Jenny. Throw up whatever question you want right now. Crystal, is there any messages for my best friend? And sorry, guys. I know that other people on YouTube and TikTok are a lot faster readers, but I like to take my time and be accurate and go in depth. So I think I beat myself up too much for it. I'm like, oh, you need to be fast. But it's like, there are some people on TikTok, you guys, that have like thousands of people watching them. And they literally just like sit here with a pendulum and they just ask the question like, yes, no, yes, no. And they charge people for it. And I'm like, anybody could do that. That's just, it's not my style. Anyway. Any messages from your best friend? I feel like she's got a lot of messages. She's very chatty. She wants you to get at home more, Crystal. I don't know if you are just like overworked or busy, or just when you come home at the end of the day, like, are you actually relaxing? Are you enjoying all of the things that you are putting into your home? Like, you're doing all this work. It's less about your actual home and more like, okay, you're doing all this work. You're putting your effort into making all these things happen, with the underlying goal of like, oh, I want my home life to be better, but it's like you can't sit and enjoy it. It's like being around the people that you like. I feel like this is a message for me too. It's like you work so hard or you're doing so much, and then you forget how to relax and enjoy what you have. So that's what best friend is coming in to say. And I'm also going to pull one of these cards. Ooh. As a soul, I can be in several places at once. So I'm getting a few things with this card, with this best friend. I almost feel like, Crystal, you might feel like this best friend might take on many forms. Like, you might feel like other energies, like possibly even a unicorn, feels very similar to her, or it could be like 20, 30 years, and you're tuning into a guide and you're like, that feels like her. And you're feeling crazy because you're like, that can't possibly be the same person, because it's not. But she can be in several places at once. There is no time in that reality. They're not bound to physical form like we are. So it's kind of like this. She can morph, she can move, she can be in different places at once. I just want to see. Just want to make sure. Hi, Roxanne. Okay, I'm just making sure that people who are getting readings are not replying to me. Not that you can't, just I want to make sure I'm listening. But yeah, so I think that was the first aspect of this is like, she could probably take on many forms and it might be confusing, but just go with it if it feels like her energy. Also, like, unicorns are her symbol. She's like, this is me. I've been working a lot with like unicorn energy a lot. I think that they are very interesting, and they are coming into our lives right now for a reason. They're telling me to like manifest magic, because we all have lost a little bit of that faith in magic. This is a message still for you, Crystal, but also for everyone. It's like losing faith in that magic. I mean, think about it. Last year, what magic belief we had left in us probably just got smashed to bits. There's nothing there anymore. Our hope is just like gone. And so I feel like the unicorns are coming in a lot lately for me. And it's kind of all this message of like, okay, that was just shitty time, but we are moving forward. And remember what magic is like. Remember what this feels like. And like literally outside of my like little shed here, is beautiful out. Like you can't see, but just like the sun is at that perfect spot. I feel like all the plants are just like glistening and gorgeous. And I think that's partly a message for all of us of like this energy is coming in. We need to believe in that magic again. I'm just seeing if Crystal replied. Hopefully, and if you guys ever like pay for a reading and I'm super behind, you can always jump off and watch the replay. Like I will still make sure that I get a reading to you. So yeah, so Jenny donated at the very end of last Tuesday and I was like, I'm done. But I will get to her really quick after Jordan again. Okay, probably my last question for the night. Been planning on this ritual that would help me progress spiritually. Ever since then, I've been seeing 1111 and have been having trouble deciphering this particular number. You came to the right place, Jordan. 1111 is my number. And so for all of you who are like actually curious about this too, numbers are a way for our spirit guides to speak to us. And 1111 could mean one thing to me, and it could mean something totally different for somebody else. By the way, how do you guys like my webcam and my what's it called? Internet connection? Is it better? It seems better. But yeah, 1111 specifically for me is about thinking about what you want, not what you don't want. Like your thoughts create your reality. It's about law of attraction. And so whenever I see 1111, it's like stop thinking about the things that you don't want, start thinking about the things you do want. Think about the affirmations, the intentions, like what are you putting out there? And so Jordan, maybe for you with this ritual, it's that they really want you to be aware of your intentions going into this ritual. Like, are you putting in this intention of it's not going to work, or I'm worried it's going to be too intense, or I'm worried it's going to be this? Because remember, whatever you expect it to be is what it's going to turn out to be. So go into it with, whatever you want to get out of it. I want peace. I want clarity. I want this. I want that. And so maybe if that resonates, that is your new definition of what 1111 is. If it doesn't resonate, you can pick up a book or just like look online, what is 1111, and find something that works for you. The thing is with symbols, and I described this in one of my most recent videos. It's like, or maybe it's a video that's about to come out. I get them all confused because I edit them, and there's some that I've edited that aren't up yet. What was I going to say? But so if you decide, okay, this is what this one means, then your guides, I was describing it in my tarot. So if you have a card and this card means this to you, then you're going to really have that stuck. And so anytime your guides want to communicate that same message, they're like, we're going to pull this card because that's going to give her that immediate, like, I know exactly what this means. So if 1111 keeps coming up and if you don't have anything, find something and just tell your guides, this is what it means. And you might stop seeing it because maybe the message is different than that. But if the message is meant to come through, it's meant to come through. I feel like I could go on and on about that. But I'm just going to pull one card for you, Jordan, on that specifically to see if there's anything else on either the 1111 or the ritual. Maybe another meaning for you, Jordan, again, pick it out, like whatever sticks with you, whatever makes sense. It has to be sort of anchored in reality, because then it's like, oh yeah, that's what it means. I don't have the words to describe this very well right now, but this is the thinker card. And so maybe when you're seeing 1111, you're getting too thick into like the weeds of like over analyzing it, overthinking it, overdoing it, and maybe it needs to be the opposite. Or it could even be the opposite, that you need to analyze, you need to think about things more, you need to be more analytic. So maybe that's just another meaning. I would just, again, Jordan, like whichever one of those that I said that resonates, take that one. And that's like your new definition of 1111. Just want to see if Jordan replied. Sorry guys, I'm so behind. But it's nothing bad, Jordan. I also just pulled this card, and this is like the happy, happy card. This is just like you're on top of the world. Everything's good. Just pay attention to like what you're putting into that ritual, and I think you're going to be fine. I'm so glad that you love to do this, Shanna. That's so true. What Super Little Guy said about like finding your reader that you connect with. Also, like if you just stop connecting with a reader after a while, that's okay. Like they're not your reader for life. You know, you go on different paths, and sometimes that reader just doesn't resonate with you. Excuse me. And so there's some readers that I used to go to that I don't go to anymore. And that's because maybe their practice changed, maybe their beliefs changed and it influenced their practice. So I just don't want you guys to ever feel like, oh, I always have to go to Lauryn or I always have to go to this person. It's just feeling it out in the moment. Because I've had people come to me literally out of the blue, get one reading, never hear from them again. But I know they had a really profound experience with me, but maybe they just like felt a different reader at a different time. Anyway, my daughter's dad hearts. Jenny, I'm gonna get to her now. Any info from one of my guides? Let's pull some cards for Jenny. Jenny, thanks for coming in and reminding me. I even remembered that, but I couldn't tell you who it was. I was like, somebody donated, and if they come in, I gotta remember to do that. It's raining outside over here. Probably can't see, but Jenny, I'm just getting this image. Is this you? Yes. I'm getting this image of you walking into a lake, and you're just like wearing these beautiful robes. And it's like you're slowly walking into the lake, and then you're just like gone, and you're under. And it's not a bad thing. It's like a peaceful thing. And so I'm just asking what it means. It's about going deeper into your intuition. Also, water, connecting really good with water. They want you to find your psychic place. Ugh. And this is a video I don't have up yet. So finding your psychic place is all about having a visual place in your mind of where you meet your guides. And I feel like this is like underwater for you, and it doesn't have to be, Jenny, if that doesn't resonate with you. And you can find your psychic place even by just like printing out a picture and being like, oh my gosh, I would love to be in that place, or a painting. Or you can go into a meditation and just ask, where should I meet you? And then it just kind of transforms into something. Like I used to meet my guides a lot at a lighthouse. And it was just like this thing that popped up into my mind. And then I changed it to somewhere that I wanted. And it was more of like a bathhouse style thing. But my psychic place is constantly changing. Anyway, Jenny, they want you to like, Jenny, I just feel like you should like go in the woods and like shut everyone out and just like curl up with like a blanket and just like sit and listen to the rain. Like just this like alone vibe of really deep like intuitive connection. Like I don't know, Jenny, if you've ever taken the time to just like sit and try to do a visual meditation, and by that I just mean like something where it's not about clearing your mind, it's about like going somewhere or doing something or meeting your guides. I just feel like that would be so powerful for you. And I'm like even seeing you in the bath now. I'm just seeing you with like around so many plants, Jenny. Yin, receive, let it flow, serendipity. Look for the little signs, those little things that pop up that you're just like, oh my gosh, that's a sign. Oh my gosh, that's a sign. And don't count it off as like a coincidence, because I feel like there's a lot of those, Jenny, that you're just sort of like ignoring, and that's your guide's way of like trying to connect with you. Just see if Jenny else totally resonates. Like, I feel like you just have so many responsibilities, Jenny, and it's like, this weekend, your job is to, like, go somewhere, even if it's, like, 30 minutes all by yourself, and just like get in tune with yourself. Like, what? This feels like such a big message. Like I often get messages like about self-care, but this feels like really like connecting with your intuition. Like I feel like your guides just have like something powerful they want to give you. I feel like it's something about this next chapter in your life and like discovering your own empowerment. I just pulled the Avenger card, and I'm kind of feeling like the vibe from this is like you stepping into your power more, you becoming more independent. Like I don't know, I feel like this is both in like family life, but also, what am I trying to say? Family life, but also career. But it's like it's more spiritual. It's like being centered in yourself more. I hope this light adjusts. And I'm going to spend just a little bit extra time on Jenny because Jenny did donate more last week. And I'm feeling drawn to my mermaid deck. The call, the summoning, acknowledging. It's like acknowledging this intuition. Like I know that a lot of people come to me as a psychic and they want me to just give them the information. So there's sometimes when you guys come on that I'm just like, you have to figure it out for yourself. And I don't mean that in like a withholding way, but it's just like you connecting with your guides is just going to have a more powerful connection than something I say. And so like right now you are being summoned, you are being called. Like the fact that I saw you in this water going down, they want you to find your psychic place. Like this is all just like too crazy perfect. I wouldn't be surprised if you had mermaid guides too, Jenny. Anything else for Jenny? I'm just going to pull one of these because why not? This is a new card deck. Ooh, perfect message from your guides. You are never alone. Oh my gosh, look at that. There's a lighthouse on the water. Sorry, I'm probably like peaking my audio. Lighthouse on the water. Jenny, maybe start there. Maybe start at that lighthouse. Get in that water. Go through like a visual meditation. See what's under that water. I feel like there's something waiting for you there. Thank you, Jenny, and thank you for waiting a whole week for your reading. I appreciate it. Let me catch up. Always been sensitive in the past year, trying to connect more. Feeling like someone is trying to send me a message. I feel like, Jenny, you are just like, you're right there. Like, I feel the tools you need, and finally it's like about to happen. Just, it needs to be like force and alone time. I'm sorry, this is like my chair. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's like super annoying. Alrighty, I think we're caught up on super chat, so I'm now gonna just catch up on chat. I lost my daughter, her father, who's my husband, and my father. Oh, I read that as like your daughter's father was also your father. I was like, what the? But you were saying two separate people. Hey everyone, if you are joining me, sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. So basically what we do is we do free guessing game readings. But if somebody donates, I will prioritize them first. So I've basically just been catching up on super chats right now. That's really great. So yeah, give me a second. Hi Roxanne, we are doing awesome. Thanks for being here. You see bees a lot and keep getting messages for nature. Go with it, Ash. That's awesome. You're welcome, Shanna. I'm new to you. Thanks for being here, Donna. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Lauryn. I jump on and basically give out live readings every Tuesday nights. And Fridays, Saturdays, I put up videos on psychic development. thinking about doing pick a card readings also. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I'm feeling like so drawn to do them, but I know that it could just like become this like whole niche that a lot of people are not interested in. Anyway, a lot of what I do is mostly like educational videos about the psychic ability and how to develop it, connect with your clairs, connect with your guides, all of it. But I do, as of today, have memberships. So if you, and this is like through YouTube, if you go onto my channel, you can sign up for a membership. Right now, I only have one tier, and that's just to get badges and emojis next to your name during the live chat. So it makes it a lot easier for me to see you. I'm going to add more tiers, though, and that basically you're just going to have access to exclusive stuff. So I'm thinking about doing like members only live what are these called? Lives. So you would have access. There would be a lot less people in there because there's only so many people with a membership. There's also member only videos, member only posts. I haven't quite set those up yet. I really wanted to sit with it and make sure that I've made it the best that they can be, but also like not drain myself and not put in too much, and figure out like the right price points for those. So if you love my live chats, definitely check out those, because those might be kind of some added perks that might get you guys a little bit more FaceTime with me, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's new. But I share all of the decks that I do in my live readings down in the description below. And then I also have all my social links down there. But yeah, if you're new, please subscribe. Oh my gosh, she is so chatty. LOL. And Crystal means her best friend. And yes, I work too much. Sorry, I just now saw those. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is actually like not affecting me very much, and I'm kind of excited about it. Thank you, Jordan. Thanks for being here. Sorry, guys. I'm so slow. There's no way I'm going to be able to read this when we get more people in here. And there's going to be a point where it's like, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up. So again, that's where those badges and those emojis might come up in, or might be more helpful. So yeah, if you guys are jumping in now, we do super chat or donations. I also have Venmo. And then if you don't want to do that, just wait around we do kind of like free guessing game readings. Can I post? Sorry guys, this is like so slow. Had to step off and just heard my messages. No worries, Ash. I'm like super behind. My cat pumpkin went missing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Thanks, Jenny. Told everyone my grandma was literally with me every day. Makes me so happy to hear that. Oh, the cat. Oh, okay. I was like, wow, cat. Yeah, and just know, you guys, like, if you ever want to connect with a loved one in spirit, they are there. You just have to like call out to them, invite them in. It's just more a matter of, can you hear them? And sometimes when your psychic ability is not honed, you just like can't. You can't hear them, but it doesn't mean they're not there. Chills hearing not only my own, but everyone else's too. Shanna, you must be clairsentient, girl. I had a feeling she'd pass. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. I would like a pick a card reading if it was 5 to 7 cards. Like, do you mean like a lot of cards, Edward? I'm curious. Hi, Jesse. I'm catching up. Okay, Shanna, thanks for the donation. One more question, since I'm 110% sure my uncle's here. I'm always wanting to look for signs. Can he relate to you? A hint of a sign for me to look for? That's probably asking too much. No, just know that like it could change. Like there could be something that happens to you tomorrow that just like you're like, whoa, that was totally him. And then it might like replace whatever I give you. So I'll tune into him intuitively. I'm seeing like him dropping. That's so like basic. He's getting grumpy with me. I'm seeing like him dropping pennies for you, and that's why I was like, oh, that's so basic. Like that to me, that's like a sign that you can so easily write off. He immediately gave me TV, like you're watching TV, and maybe like somebody on a show says something that like he might have said once, or maybe you're like seeing him. He's also telling me clairvoyance. You can see him. And chills. But it's almost like communicating through the TV with you, and like maybe somebody on the show like looks very similar to him, and you like do a double take. That was a shit double take. That's intuitively what I'm getting, but I'm gonna ask to pull a card, because what I love about the imagery on these cards is you can find lots of flags. Oh my gosh, and didn't I say the time thing? Or he's like here to help you with like that. Okay, so the same thing of like literally flags, Shanna. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing flags. Because like literally there's flags up here. I feel like I should be figuring that out myself. But the ET things got me shook. Oh my gosh, and I completely forgot about the ET thing. So that TV thing, oh my gosh, I swear I completely forgot about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. So flags. I don't know if anything else resonates with it. I think it's the flags. I don't think anything else in this card pertains. Yeah, no, flags. I think TV though. I wouldn't be surprised if like you're flipping through channels and you're just like you turn something on and you hear something and you're like, that was a coincidence, and you have to tell yourself, no, it wasn't. But I think you'll get there, Shanna. I think it's totally fine to ask psychics for help looking for those things. And once you do hone your ability, obviously you'll be able to figure it out yourself, but sometimes it's helpful. I wish it weren't so dark behind me. I need to get some LED lighting. 5-7 cards, so that's random enough so that we could really feel connected to. Gotcha. And I'm wondering if that's something that I do with those membership levels, is maybe have pick a card readings for members, because, you know, if I have a lot less people that I'm reading for, it could get more specific. So that's kind of the hard thing with pick a card readings. Is technically you're reading everybody that's going to come across it, and that's a lot of people. So it tends to be very general. I don't know. Some of the people I've seen though do them crazy specific. I've just never done it before. Anyway. How does someone even become a member of someone's YouTube? Because I don't know how. Let me tell you. Actually, if you just go to somebody's channel, they have to have it set up first. And it's mostly for lives. Well, no, that's not true. You get your own private videos. You get your own private post pictures. So like people can use that in a lot of ways. Like they might put up content that no one else can see, or like content ahead of time. Or we can do members only lives, sort of like this, but only members see it. But yeah, go to my channel and there should now be a big blue box that says join. And so that's how you join, but not everyone has it set up. So you probably just haven't seen that much of it. I think it's actually a pretty new feature. That's what happens to you, Deidre. That's funny. Stop! There was a penny under my son's desk at an open house last fall, and I knew it was him. Well, heck, take those all. I mean, that's too funny. He was a scout leader for years, so that's pretty cool. That's crazy, Shanna. See, sometimes I do this, and it even surprises me. Member, Lori. Thank you, Lori. I'm sorry, Lauryn, your community needs you. I can most definitely give you my 2 cents when we speak. Yeah, heck yeah. I would love to know, Edward. I'm more just ask because I'm figuring these things out, and I know if you introduce too many new things, people can be like, oh my gosh, leave me alone. unsubscribe. I do not want to do that. I accidentally uploaded a short like 2 weeks ago and I lost so many subscribers and I didn't realize that I was posting it publicly. I thought it was like unlisted and I was like, no. Anyway, sweet. Okay, so Lori, thank you for subscribing. And see, it's just like a monthly thing. So Lori just paid 99 cents this month to be a member. And then she could keep that going and she can do another 99 cents next month. And see her little icon next to her? That is something that I created. And the longer that you keep your membership, that badge sort of like levels up, which is kind of cool. Welcome to Standout. Sorry, I want to look at this feature because you're my first member, Lori. Cool. And so Lori actually now has access to emojis and other stuff. So again, I'll make more tiers, but I wanted to think about them and make sure they were good first. Lauryn, you can get a thumbs up when you show your feet. You don't want to see my feet, bro. I've got weird feet. That's like a Pisces thing, by the way. All right. Oh, cool, Lori. Look at you. Hide user on this channel. Look at you guys. And again, you guys can cancel those memberships at any time. You can upgrade. It's actually a really cool feature. It's basically like YouTube's version of Patreon. That's so cool. Thank you, Lori, just for like doing that so I can see. So clearly, obviously, Lori's highlighted. She's got a badge. Same with Edward. She's inspired me. Thanks, Edward. And when I get more members, I'll be able to add more emojis. I designed all these cool emojis, and it only let me upload 4. But anyway, cool beans. All right, let's do. So I think we're all caught up on paid reading. So let's do a free reading. Woo! So free readings, how they work is I basically say, you have to think of this thing that I'm thinking of. I'm already thinking of it. It is a piece of food. If you can think of this food that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. And that's kind of how the free readings work. And if nobody's donated, we just sort of jump into those. It's so dark behind me. Maybe I'll tilt this a little bit more this way. So yeah, guys, throw it up in the chat. If you can think of the piece of food that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. And that's, again, how I've been doing my readings for years. But I've just got, oh my goodness, Sacramentize. You got it. Bam. First. Apple. Oh, and Deidre, you're so close. I feel like those little badges look like bats. But it's supposed to be a closed eyeball, and the longer that you're a member, the eyeball opens up more and more, and it like becomes this like crazy intuitive eyeball, because I was thinking like third eye intuition, get it? But I feel like it kind of just looks like a bat. Yes! Sacramentize, you were on point with your intuition. Let me know what question you have in the comments. But thank you guys for letting me talk about my memberships for a second. I'm really excited about them. Bats are cool too. Yep. Just general guidance. Thank you. Awesome. I have too many decks in front of me right now. All right. I'm feeling this one. It's pretty cool. And basically what those memberships do is just support me. Oh my gosh. Look at you guys. Thank you. But I kind of labeled that one stand out because it's a lot easier for me to see you guys. And that'll be helpful if our live readings ever get too crowded. Bam, bam. All right. So Sacramentize. The first card that I got for you is wide open. You are wide open right now. And that's twofold. The first is like you are wide open intuitively. You're letting a bunch of things in, which is awesome. Like pay attention to that guidance. Also getting a little butterfly here in the corner, so maybe that's a guide of yours. But I'm feeling like this is also like protect yourself, sacramentize. I don't know if you're like new to this, but if you're really open to intuitive stuff, you're really into it, sometimes you can attract just everything because you're being intuitive and you're being so open. For example, like how I got into this was I was just super interested in it. And I actually started to make a documentary on it. And I was interviewing a bunch of psychics, and I was doing that for like a week. And I was constantly just like thinking about it and into it and like talking about it. And then what happened? And then basically I got home and I started seeing crap that I didn't want to see. And I was like, holy crap, how do I make this stop? Oh, that's much better. And so that's like kind of the same thing that I'm getting for you, sacramentize. Stop it, camera. I bought this new web camera and it's good, but it's also like auto exposuring. It's probably because I'm outside. Anyway, just an empath, not really sure how to protect myself. Yep. And those empaths have it the worst. And so just know that, you know, protection is like key for you. If you don't know how, you're in the right spot. Like all of my videos are about how to protect yourself. Sacramentize, I would go to my basic psychic skills part 1 playlist. It's older. You have to deal with me kind of rambling back then and not making the best videos, but it's all still completely valuable information. And I talk about how to set your boundaries, how to protect yourself. And I am going to do a video here soon that's like, I'm just going to call it like basic psychic protection, like the 3 things that you need. And it's basically intention, boundaries, and like who are you talking to. And I'm going to end up like putting a bunch of cards in that video that links to all my old videos. But like psychic protection, big for you, but it's not a bad thing. This is a great place to be in for receiving intuitive information. Also, sacramentize. I'm reading, sorry guys, I'm reading sacramentize really quick, and then if nobody else donates, we'll keep doing these like free guessing games, but anytime somebody donates, we'll get to them next. So I pulled this card in reverse, sacramentize, and this is coming apart. This is something that you need to be doing. It feels like energy of like your suction cup to something. Maybe it's an idea. You're just like trying to do things the same old way. And coming apart is like getting rid of the stuff that's no longer working for you. Walking away from the bad stuff and just like saying, you know what, things are not going to work out how I thought they're going to work out. It's okay. I'm going to let it go. It's really like, when I see this, it's like coming away from that glass where you've got your face suctioned up and just being like, all right, I'm going to let this one go. This one isn't working for me. Anything else? Because we're doing a loved ones in spirit night, this could be a loved one's message, or even a message from a spirit is what I'm hearing a lot tonight, that this deck might work well with spirits. Oh, there's a big heart. What does it say? I watch over you every day. That's awesome. I'm getting with that's protection. So maybe sacramentize, follow, or find a guide that is specifically here to protect you. For example, Archangel Michael is like my head honcho. Like if I am not feeling safe, I will call on him. So find maybe sacramentize. That's like your first job, first thing you got to do right now. Go find a spirit guide that you feel like is protecting you. Because they're there. They want to introduce themselves. And if you feel like you're drawn to Archangel Michael, he's like, I'll help you. I got you. Thank you, Ash. And thank you, Sacramentize. Again, you're in the right place. I also have a bunch of, I have an Amazon storefront, which I don't sell any of my own stuff. It's basically just like all these lists that I've curated on like things that I love. And so I do have books in there on boundaries and psychic protection. I'm in. First time I've ever became a member. You are about to get big. You know, it's so funny, Ash. I have had people tell me that probably at least 4 or 5 times in the last week. And I'm like, I'm going to take it as a sign. I'm just like waiting to explode. And what's funny is I exploded on TikTok last week. And I was like, is this it? Is this it? But that was just TikTok. Anyway. Thank you, Ash. You're so sweet. This is really helpful. Sacramentos, oh my gosh, I know how you feel. It's so intense. Ugh, yes. Empaths, you guys got it worse because you feel. You're clairsentient. So basically, oh, that just came out. Empaths are more clairsentient. So you receive information through one of 6 clairs. And people try to make up clairs that don't exist, and it makes me so mad. You guys don't even realize. I'll be sitting on my phone next to my husband, and I'm like, Claire empath is not a Claire. And he's like, calm down. And if you don't know if it's a real Claire or not, people are like, well, why can't it not be? And it's like, think about your senses. You have 5 senses, and you see things, you hear things, you smell, you taste, and you touch. Is that 5? 1, 2. I was 1, 2, 3. I think there's 5. I think I got them all. There's 5 plus 1, which is claircognizance, which is like you receive it through all of those clairs, or you just like, you don't know if it's any of those clairs because it comes so fast. And so that's kind of the 6th clair. Anyways, clairsentience is that feeling, that touch. And clairsentience can be emotions, it can be physical sensations. And because clairsentience is so similar to our grounded, real life experience that we're having here, it can be very hard to distinguish it as being like a psychic hit, because you're like, well, this is a physical sensation, so how could it be psychic? So again, people who are clairsentient are empathic. That's just like another word for somebody who's very clairsentient. And so empaths tend to have a harder time shutting those down, because it's not because it's harder to shut down, it's because it's more confusing to differentiate you versus psychic hits, if that makes sense. Like if you're seeing spirits, you're gonna know that that's not normal. And so I hope that makes sense. Anyways, but my point there being, sacramentized, also super little guy, any of you that are feeling like this resonates, I'm empathic. I have a lot of hard times shutting this down. I receive information clairsentiently. Check out my videos on clairsentience. That's like your spot to go to. I asked for my protector guide and my protector angels to protect me, and whenever I'm practicing with cards, sometimes Michael too. Perfect. Oh, that's Silly Rabbit. You had a very similar color. I thought you were sacramentized. Yeah, definitely have somebody to come in. Michael, I feel like I really only call on when I'm like, yeah, there's negative spirits here. I need help. Exactly. Oh, I got 1 hour reading tomorrow. I can spot talent a mile away. Thank you, Edward. Awesome. Let's do another free reading. Again, if you want to send a donation, I'll get to those first. I'm going to take a drink of water. All right. I am thinking of a country. If you can think of the country that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. Facts. I'm so interested to meet you now. Oh, thank you, Ash. Ash, let me just at least get, if anybody's going to guess countries, let me do that, and then we'll go back to Ash. I call St. Michael all the time. I assume he knows me by now. Yes, probably. I call on Michael since I'm still learning, so I'm like, just in case. Absolutely. He can make you feel awesome. Nobody's gotten it yet. If you can think of the country that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. And I've got my, I have one of those, scratch off maps of, all the places that I've been in the world. And it's like, bliss findings! What's up, girl? I was literally about to say, because we're talking about Archangel Michael, bliss findings. She was in the video with me 2 weeks ago, if you guys watched our Ouija board video. And Australia, Jessie, you got it. Jessie got Australia, so let me know in the comments, Jessie, what your question is. But I'm really quick going to get back to Ash, purely because she donated, so just stick around for a second, Jessie. Point being, though, Bliss Findings and I, New Zealand, of course you do, New Zealand. We did the Ouija board together, and we were feeling spirits, and we were having some negative spirits come in, and Lindsay was like, I feel like this big muscular guide come in to protect us. And she was like, he feels very egotistical. And it was funny because in the moment I was like feeling like it was Archangel Michael, and I realized she was seeing like my version of Archangel Michael, which was like this big, like buff, muscular dude, which is funny because she probably doesn't resonate with that like image of him, but she was like totally picking up on him. And you can see it in the video because she's talking about it, and I'm like sitting here like, what? And then I put up a little text anyway. Proof, or like little Archangel Michael story that happened there like 2 weeks ago. Alrighty, so let's jump back up to Ash. Thank you, Ash. Does Spirit have a message about my relationship or about dealing with the entities that keep trying to get my attention out of my home? Is my cat at peace? All right. Cat is definitely good. Might want to give you messages there, but she's like, not the time and the place. She wants to spend more time with it. Relationship. Vision. Okay, that is for your second question. This is for your first question. So I pulled this card, but in reverse. This is like one of the most like sexual cards in the deck. I love it because whenever it pulls out in person, people are always like, whoa. But this is exchanging energies. This is like, you see how they're like sharing air bubbles with each other, which I don't know why they do that. They're mermaids. Anyway. So as far as your relationship, this is what's needed. I feel like the lesson, Ash, is just that you don't have a good sense of like give and take. Either you give too much or you take too much. And so that's why it's in reverse. Because if it was an equal exchange when you're in your relationships, there'd be this equal partnership. You're giving as much as you're getting. And I feel like this has been the issue in the past. And so I think that this is more just maybe something you weren't paying attention to, and your guides want you to move forward being like, all right, I want a new relationship, or maybe you're in one, and this is what I need. This is like my order. I'm ordering a new boyfriend at the store. I need someone who's going to be equal. Or if you're currently in a relationship, it's like this is what's needed to improve it. And I feel like you tend to go more on the side of like over giving. I'm also feeling like you do this like balance. I'm the same way of like you give too much, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting anything in return. I'm so grumpy about this. And then like you just stop giving entirely, and then you like resent everyone. Let me know if that resonates. I'm just jumping down. Hey guys, if you're just joining me, how we do this is if anybody donates, I get to them first, but then we do guessing games to kind of see who wins and who gets the reading. And then this question, I thought it was about your relationship, but then I saw your second question about dealing with the entities that keep trying to get your attention. This is literally psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out-of-body travel. I would do an out-of-body travel meditation maybe. And this is just confirmation, Ash, that maybe you're more clairvoyant. If you don't know much about that, I have videos on the 6 clairs, and I have individual videos on each clair. But this is like telling you to go with those messages. Try to figure out what they mean. I don't feel like those messages are anything big. They're more just like trying to get your attention. Like you don't feel like you're like missing out on something huge. I actually just got overwhelming like travel. Like you need to travel, Ash. So maybe there's like messages around that. But it feels more like an opening, like a gateway. Like you're sitting down, you're figuring out your clairvoyance, you're figuring out how to tap into this, and then all of a sudden it's more of a thing that you can use in the future, and it's more that you're laying the foundations is what I'm hearing. It's like you're getting the building blocks, the messages themselves right now are maybe like not life-changing, but it's like an introduction so that later when you do have important things that come along, you're able to hear it, you're able to see it, you're able to connect. And yeah, is your cat at peace? Absolutely. She wants to chat, but it feels like, again, I feel like sometimes like it's not the time and the place to do those things here. Like, not that there's anything like bad. It's just like I feel like she has a lot to say, and I feel like her energy is like very slow and very thoughtful. And she's like, I can wait. I can wait. Okay. Liechtenstein. All right, Jesse, let me know. Oh, and you already asked the question. Lauryn, you're gonna need a moderator soon. Just saying. Oh, yes, and that's another thing I don't know. Like, where do you get moderators? Like, do you just ask someone to just give up their whole night to help you? Do you pay them? I don't know. Because the few moderators that I've seen, they just do it for free. And I'm like, that just feels like rude. I feel like I need to pay someone to do that. Can I use my Android phone or a laptop tomorrow? Yes, either one. So Google Meets will be good for both. And if you want to use your phone, you can just download the Google Meets app. But that's, yeah. All right. Should I leave my current job? Super unhappy with it. Well, all right, Jesse. Okay. So Jessie kind of guessed the free reading. She kind of guessed it. She did guess it. Moderators work on tips, so it's up to you. Oh, good to know. Like you tip them when they're done? That's helpful. I mean, I'm sure I could Google this, but I just haven't yet. I think last week was the first live that I did that was actually, that was actually monetized. And I really thought nobody would be in there like normal. But it's happening a lot quicker than I thought it would. Anyway. Yes. Good to know. I might have to pick your brain a little bit tomorrow. All right. I have a feeling you'll have no problem finding someone who wants to help you. I don't know. To give up every Tuesday night? Well, I guess maybe you ask a few people. Okay. So they're telling me, Jesse, to pull past, present. And thank you guys all for being here, by the way. I get so into these readings and I forget to say thank you and also ask you where are you from? Where do you hail? Okay. Jesse, in the past. What? Sorry. There's weird noises outside. I have to just be a little careful because we have, unfortunately, due to COVID, we have a lot of homeless people in our neighborhood now, which isn't an issue, but they have stolen things, broken into things. I've actually, last summer, had somebody break into my shed, steal clothes, which was an odd thing to steal, but I have to just be careful. We have a lot of sketchy things happen here. I don't like it. Anyway, lock that door, girl. I know. I've got locks on everything, but this is I'm in my shed in my backyard. This used to be our garden shed, and last year I was like, you know what? I'm turning this into my space, which I am gonna turn this into a video. But anyway, sorry, Jesse. I'm still here. I'm still reading you. It might take 2 years. Okay, so Jesse, heal the ouch. The reason why you have been in this job is because you've needed to heal a part of yourself. Maybe it's a money mentality that you've needed to heal. Jesse, if you haven't read the book, go read Big Magic. I feel like that is a book for you. It's all about stepping into your creativity, doing the things you want to do with your life. But I feel like you attracted this job because you said, I don't deserve better. And that's like big message with what I'm getting. And that's what needs to be healed. And I think you've partially healed that, which is why you feel like you are outgrowing it. Oh my gosh. And the raccoon. This is my raccoon guide. Who's coming in to like give me this message. Oh my gosh, and the fox. These are totally spirit animals. And Jesse, if you feel like the fox or the raccoon resonate with you at all, they might be your spirit animals as well. The raccoon, for me, this is my guide. He is all about hard work. And so maybe, Jesse, you've also had it in your head like you had to work really hard for a little bit amount of money. I also feel like the Lucky Bitch books you might also super resonate with, Jesse. I freaking love Denise Duffield Thomas. And she's all about like money blocks and money mentality. And I'm getting that huge with you. And that's like why you're in this job. At least that's why you first came to this job. It was like a money thing or an I don't deserve it. And so maybe you felt like you had to work really hard for a little bit amount of money, or maybe it was the opposite. Maybe you were really like lazy and now you've grown out of it and you're like, okay, I understand I need to work hard. There's a message there because that's very obviously like my guide and I know exactly what he means. A fox guide. This one's your guide. Okay. And this guide literally, I wish I had it in here. This guide has been coming up for other people. This is not my guide, but this has been like a guide for other people about connecting to your intuition, especially like in dreams. Big like intuitive guide for you, Jesse. And he's here to help you with this. Okay, present, gentle gardener. This is about don't feel like you have to cut the ties like hardcore. Gently garden the next place you're supposed to be. Plant those seeds. Know that things take time. When you garden, you plant things, they grow slowly. That kind of energy. You would definitely have spirit watching over you. This is kind of like a woman in the clouds. But that's where you're at. It's not going to work. Gently try to make the situation you're in better, but also know that wherever you're trying to get to next might take some time. And it's more of a mentality thing because the future card, I pulled the Golden Palace in reverse. And so this is saying if you didn't do anything now, if you stayed where you're at, this is what you're going to get. And this card is literally about abundance, money mentality. I freaking love this card. And whenever I get it upright, I'm like, yes, big money. And this is like about having abundance. It's not necessarily money. It's like, your needs and your wants are met. Like all your bills, your house, like everything is met. And this is where you want to be, but this is what you feel like you can't have. And so that's why it's in reverse. And so we really have to go back to healing this so that we can say, no, I do deserve this. I do deserve to have all my needs and wants met. And I don't have to work hard to make money. I feel like we could just keep going into this. So Jesse, really try to work on mentality because I think that's what you need to be sowing the seeds of to really manifest this golden palace. Not saying that it can't happen quick, but that's like the big thing that needs to change. Thank you, Jesse. California. Awesome. Sorry. When I scroll down the chat, it like snaps down to the bottom. It's kind of annoying. I wonder if I could turn that off. Bakersfield, California. I wonder where that is. North Carolina. And you guys don't have to say it too. Like, I'm not going to come like hunt you down. North Carolina. I've been in North Carolina once. No, that's the same person. You're from Tokyo. I went to Tokyo 2 years ago. You should watch my crap video that I did. It's on this channel, right? Yeah. I'm so glad because I went during cherry blossom season in 2019. And this was like my husband and I, like big bucket list trip. Before kids, we got to go to Tokyo. Guys, we probably spent like $4,000 or $5,000. It was ridiculous. Tokyo is expensive. But I absolutely love it there. And I want to come back so bad. I love Tokyo. I love the people. I love you guys. Anyway, Central Europe. I think you've told me that before, Roxanne. New York, New York. Heck yes. Man, that's had to have been a really tough place to be in the last year. Such an overgiver. So real. Oh my gosh. I'm just now seeing that, Ash. East Coast. Colorado. Oh yeah, Laura, you're in Colorado too. I'm in Colorado. Lots of New Yorkers. You guys are up late. My dog barking. Awesome. Thank you for your donation. Why? Sorry, I'm just now getting to it. Yes, still taking donations, Lightning Spark. Good to see you. Hi, Carla. Okay, so I'm why donated really quick. I freaked out when I started to connect with my spirits, and now I don't have my clairs. So am I a medium or psychic, or what was the gift taken from me? Also, is my cat safe? Why does it snap to the bottom? I hate that. Okay, well, non-intuitive advice. Why? You will always still have your clairs. What happens is you get blocked. You get blocks to your psychic ability, and you have to remove them. And so that's something that you guys don't see me doing all the time. And that's like why I say people really need to charge for their readings, is because you have to do so much work outside of readings to stay clean, to stay clear, to get rid of those blocks, because I have life happen to me too. And I need to like not have crap get to me and get in the way of me reading. So it makes total sense. Like I was literally just telling this story why before you jumped on. I almost wonder if it was like precognitive. Because I also freaked out when I started to connect with spirits because I could see them and I was like, whoa, this is terrifying. And so what happens is because you are afraid of your psychic ability, you shut it down. And so now you have to kind of go through the process of saying, I'm not afraid. This is intuitive now. It's sort of morphed into it. I'm not afraid of my psychic ability. I'm in control is another thing that you sort of need to focus on. So finding ways that you feel empowered and in control of your psychic ability. So why I would take the time to focus on your boundaries, focus on protection. We are literally just talking about like finding a protective guide, having a list of like all the things that you need to feel safe. I'm really feeling guided to like tell you about my psychic courses, because in that first course, I literally tell you like all of the exercises that I know of, and you can basically create your own like self-care routine of protection. So the boundary exercises that work for you, the spirits that are going to help you, all of these things, and you just move into doing readings feeling more protective. Because I don't feel like you should jump into readings until you feel that protection. I think it's good that you sort of unknowingly shut off your ability, but just know that it is still there. Like it's still there. You can still tap into it, but you definitely have that psychic block of like, I'm scared of this. I don't have control of it. And we really need to get back into the mindset of I do have control. I can turn this on and off. I can tell my guides, no, I don't want to see it this way. I want to hear it, or vice versa. I sent the money before typing. That's okay. I freaked out when that's just the same question. As far as, are you a medium or are you a psychic? If you're sensing spirits, then you're definitely a medium. But just know that line gets blurred. Psychic, you can pick up on basically anything. Medium is just taking it a step further and specifically connecting with loved ones in spirit. I think psychic ability, you can connect with loved ones. I think you can connect with animals. I think you can connect to all of it. There's no like line there of like, no, you can't do that. I think it's more of that intention of who you're talking to. Some people do not want to talk to spirits. They don't want to go there. They don't want any part of that. Some people don't feel like they can connect well to animals. I'm again all about like, I think everybody can connect to anything, and I'm going to teach you how. But yeah, I'm purely saying I think you're a medium because you've already said that you have connected with spirits. Are you psychic? Yes, everyone is psychic. Watch my video on that. Also, is your cat safe and happy? I'm just going to pull a card. Why? So these are messages from loved ones in spirit. Ooh, the earth is our school. I can't see this. I think this is a message. This message is from her, but it's like, it's in relation to the intuitive stuff. And it's like, learn about all of this. You know, there's things on this realm that have meaning that can teach you about how to deal with this and how to connect with me. And this is just like a sign of like getting more into education, like learning more about how to connect, use your psychic abilities. Definitely safe and happy though. Let me see if Y asked anything else. Oh, it's getting toasty in here. Open up my window. Oh my gosh, right. Yeah, I'm just going to see if there's anything else from Kitty Cat. She's showing me baby kittens. She's giving you permission to get another cat. And if you do decide to get another cat, just know that she is like divinely pushing you to a certain cat, because she's like, this is going to be it. This is like, this cat is going to come into her life for like this reason. And don't feel like worried about picking the wrong one. It's like she knows exactly which one you're going to pick. Hi, Carla. Oh, I'm already way past that. I've got so much going on at home, I can barely take a second to reply. I know that feeling. You're welcome, Ash. The great thing about lives is like, if you miss it, like it's still there. You can rewind. You're all good. All right. Thank you, Lightning Spark. How does Zeradia feel about me at the moment? Zeradia just feels like she is off in her own world, or she. I feel like she's just like lost in, soul cage. She's just like going through her own crap. It's like she doesn't even have time to think about a relationship. So if you're like worried about it, are they thinking about me, or like, is this not going anywhere? Just know that she's just like going through some stuff. I'm just going to ask if there's anything you can do to help. Like, it feels like she's just like in this mental bubble that she can't get out of. Would like offering help? Like, I feel like going and hanging out and like watching TV together and like having a pizza would just like get her mind off of things. But I feel like you guys aren't like at that point where that would be like, I feel like that would be weird. Am I right? Hi, Kelly. Yeah. So, Lightning Spark, this is also like a wood card in reverse. So normally, like upright, this is like put in the work, like do, go after it, go after the relationship. But I feel like this is like, whoop, open up the window and it's like apocalypse outside with all these sirens. I don't know if you can hear them. It's like, you can't do any work about it. We were close and she said she wanted to focus on herself. Like, yeah, I feel like it's more of like a depression sort of thing. So I feel like making her happy would really help. Because there's just know that there's like nothing to do here. She is just in her bubble. Her mind bubble is like how it's being portrayed to me, and she can't get out of it. She's in the process of regeneration. Like, she is going through some stuff and she's trying to like rebirth from the ashes. I'm just feeling like if you can be a shoulder to lean on, or just be like, do you want to talk about it? Like, let's just talk about it. I feel like that would be the best, because then it's more like establishing a friendship and like being somebody who's there in that moment. But don't be surprised if she shuts you out, Lightning Spark. Like, and it's not anything personal. That's like the thing that I keep getting. It's like she's going through her own stuff. Nothing to do with you. Yeah. And let me just ask if that's a good thing to do. Because sometimes you don't want to be pushy and like, it feels like it shouldn't be an open offer like, hey, if you ever want to do this, call me up. I feel like it should be like a, hey, I'm renting a movie and getting some popcorn. Although with chicks, they might be like, that sounds like a booty call. um, More be like, I'm going here to do something. Like, I'm going to go get some ice cream. You want to come with? Have it be a little bit more organic and like, I'm going to do this. Do you want to join? She always tells you everything. She left her job 2 months ago. Yeah, she just, I do feel like it's a good thing to just keep in touch and keep that relationship going. Obviously not pushy, but she's just not going to initiate. But if she knows that you're there to help, I think it'll be a good thing. Awesome. Thank you for the donation, Lightning Spark. And hey guys, if you're just joining me, I am now monetized if you can't tell. I have got super chat and I also have memberships so you guys can see Ash and Shanna, and I think I don't know his handle, but I know him by Edward. They are all members, so you can see them stick out. It's kind of cool, and they got badges next to them. It's been a while since I read it, and not all of her stuff resonates with me, but at that time, Spirit Junkie absolutely shook me. Heck yeah. Well, if that's what you're going with, Shanna, maybe pull out that book again. Like, take a refresher. Like, definitely that energy for sure. I've been working so hard on myself lately. Been ready, Louise Hayes? Been reading Louise Hayes. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good one. If any of you guys are feeling like physical symptoms, what's her book? Like Heal Your Life or Toxic something Heal Your Life? I can't remember it. It's a good book. Still feeling the fact that this is an opening, definitely interesting. So this is on Ash's reading. I've been doing a lot of soul searching. And I feel like that has just been all of us the last couple of months, Ash. Like, and I feel like this summer is just like, when I read the group energy of everybody, I just feel like this summer everything's going to kind of get thrown at us, and we're going to come out of this summer so much better. Like, we're going to have a lot of change and a lot of busy energy this summer, but it feels like we are manifesting just this amazing new place to be in at the end of summer. And I just like feel chills every time I feel that. I feel like that's all of us, anybody that's here tonight. Thank you for the advice. Thank you, Jesse. Go through some of the things. Thank you so much, Ash. 4 kids. Oh my gosh. I think you being in Colorado is how I found you. Yeah, I tag my stuff in, like I tag my videos as Denver, and then I'm also on Instagram, and I try to use a lot of like Denver hashtags. I feel like maybe we found each other on Instagram, Lori. Also, Lori, if you want to meet me in person, I'm doing readings this Friday at the Denver. What is it that I'm seeing? Oh, it's me. Oh my god. So look at right here. I saw that light and I was like, what is that? But it's me. I spook myself when I'm open. But yeah, I'm going to be, if anyone else is in Colorado, I'm actually reading at the Denver First Friday Art Walk. One of the studios is having me do tarot readings for like an hour, and they're going to be free. So if you want to meet me, not to be weird, but that first course is so very helpful. Oh, I'm so glad, Lori. I'm so still self-conscious about it because it's so old. Like, I know the material is good, but like back then I just feel like I wasn't the best like speaker, and I'm not confident in myself. So I definitely want to re-record my psychic course and like upgrade it and add a lot more to it. But I want to be able to pay somebody to like really do it right. So that's what I'm waiting for. But again, the information is good. It's just I'm so self-conscious about it because I'm self-conscious. Anyway, very psychic, and if you're sensitive to energies and you can sense how people feel, You're definitely a clairvoyant, in my opinion. With clairs, it's the how. So you can be sensitive to energies and sense how people feel, but you could sense how they feel clairaudiently. You could sense how they feel clairsentiently. The clair is like the how. You're welcome. Why? The problem is sifting through your own thoughts versus your true intuition. Absolutely. And I think I did that video like a few weeks ago. If you're not sure, I go through like, I want to say like 7 or 8 tips on how to tell the difference. That's so sweet. I just lost a cat. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm already forgetting what I'm saying. That's the cutest thing I've ever heard. I don't even remember. That's so cute, LL. What did I say? What was so cute? I forgot. Oh, maybe you guys were talking about lightning sparks reading. Yes, you can heal your life. That's what it is. Thank you, Jessie. Hey, Lauren, can you connect to my grandpa? What messages does he have for me? All right, so sorry, catching up, chatting. So let's do another free reading. We do sort of a guessing game. Again, if you want to send a super chat or a Venmo, I will make sure to put you on the top of my list. I think I'm going to wrap up here in a bit, maybe like 15 minutes. So let's get the last of those in. The cat giving permission. Oh, thank you. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to keep up with this when there gets to be more people in here. There definitely is not as many people in here as there was last week. I had like 30 people in here and I was like overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep up with everyone? I want to read everyone's comments. All right, I am thinking of a color. If you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. Trying to think if there was like any other announcements that I had for you guys, but mostly the memberships. Super excited about those. Like I didn't even know that was a thing, and my YouTube monetization like email was like, "Hey, do you know you can do this?" I was like, "Oh, sweet, I'll do that." Nobody's gotten it yet. Blue, silly rabbit. But I paid, so it's okay. Silly rabbit, you got it. So let me know what your question is. Kelly, you were so close. Pantone 448C. You got it, Ian. How did you know? Just teasing. Oh, that's funny. Is that a real color? That's very specific. Now I want to know what that color is. Question is there any messages from my grandparents that they want to send to me? Awesome. So I'm going to use, I got a new deck. This is the Talking to Heaven cards. They're mediumship cards. So they act as like a telephone from you to your spirit, to the person in spirit. So, and oh my gosh, my cousin always comes in at the most opportune times and he's like, you still haven't pulled a card for me. And I will do that when I'm done. Just wait. I told him when I got this deck that I would pull a card for him, and I still haven't done it. But yeah, so these cards, if you want them, I have them linked down in the description down below. I have all my cards linked if you guys are ever curious. But yeah, these are like mediumship cards, which I've wanted this deck for so many years, you guys. It's been ridiculous. So I'm gonna pull this. Is there any messages from my grandparents? My death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. Yes, look it up. I'm going to just elaborate on this more because I feel like anybody could pull these cards. Oh, this noise is so distracting, but I'm so hot. It feels like your grandparents were they feel completely different than they were in person. Like your idea of them, they've changed so much. Like they have a new perspective, just like the negative sides of themselves, who they were in this life. They're like, that's not me. You know, I don't feel like they were like ever bad to you or anything. It just feels like how they portrayed themselves. They were like, it was the times. Like, I had to do that. That's what everyone else did. Like, that's like the message that's coming through of like, don't think of me in that way. Like, I'm still like high vibe. It's like the stories that are being told about them by your family. It kind of makes them grumpy because they're like, I don't know if they're always like portrayed as like, oh yeah, he was grumpy or he was very conservative or he was this or he was that. And they're just like, that's not me. That's not who I am. Like, I feel like that's kind of the big messages coming through along with this, like, don't worry about like my death or like where I'm at now. Like, I'm good. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. I think they just want to be seen like in a new light. And maybe I'm getting like automatic writing, silly rabbit. I don't know if you do any of that, but like I feel like they want to like reintroduce themselves. They're like, I want to meet you and I want to like say something new that just feels like no one would ever think that they would say. It just like I'm just getting this overwhelming like the story that's perpetuated about us is wrong. Again, it doesn't feel like they were like evil people or something like that. They were just misunderstood. And it's because of the way they acted. Yes, Dad talks about it all the time. Never got to meet your grandpa. Yeah, and I think that's what happens is like that's your dad's idea of them. And not that it's bad. It's just like that's like what gets saved. That's what gets hold on to. And sometimes we forget that we can still connect with them, that they are still beings. And there's just an invitation there to like get your own understanding of them. Cause like what's showing up for me is like my grandfather that I knew in this lifetime, he had a very reserved personality. And well, you know what? And he's still sort of that way in spirit. But there's some people that will come across completely different. Like they might have been reserved in this or in this lifetime, and then once they pass, they're like loud and crazy and fun because they really want to show like that side of themselves. So I don't know, silly rabbit. I would just really connect with them. I was feeling like automatic writing. Maybe try that. No worries, Lori. You don't have to do that. I don't want to make it weird. But if you're curious, I'm doing them for free, so and it's gonna be some cool art. Awesome. If you're just joining us, guys, I'm sort of wrapping it up, probably like 10 more minutes. So I'm gonna do any donations probably. And if I catch up on donations, I'll still do I basically do guessing games for readings. But donations always come first. I've been wanting to connect with them. Any advice? What would be a way I can get to know them without them being here? Yeah, again, try automatic writing. Try shamanic journeying. Do I have that book linked? I'm gonna have to write that down. I think I have that book linked. There's a shamanic journeying book. It's like super tiny. Actually, I don't think I have it in here, but really tiny. You can like read it in like literally probably 15 minutes. Comes with a drumming track. Honestly, you don't need it. You can just Google the drumming track online. And you can start to get into it. And Silly Rabbit, I feel like you're pretty intuitive enough that you could actually get into that pretty easily. But again, I try everything. I try to put up so many different exercises on my channel because some things work for other people, some things don't. I feel like automatic writing more works for them. They want to use their words, if that makes sense. Why? Okay. Thank you again for your donation. Why? Does your late mother have any messages for you? I'm again pulling from these cards, and then I'll kind of add with my own intuition. Woo! We are so connected. I'm going to pull another card from her. So when I tune into this card, it feels like very like not just like we're connected, like I'm around you, but it's in a way like I can't even like understand. Like she is in things. She is like in everything. Like there's all these little like orbs and they just go on forever and ever and ever into the background. And I just feel like her presence is everywhere. Right? And it's at this level that we just like can't understand. We don't understand it in this like space, in this realm. It's almost like I haven't even hardly I haven't even hardly watched The Matrix, but it feels like that energy of like there's something more to this that you don't understand, and we are connected in so many ways. It's like a much like she's trying to show me this bigger picture, but like my little human brain can't fathom it. Like, does that make sense? And I think that's supposed to bring you comfort. I like your emojis. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandpa. I think that's one supposed to bring you comfort. Why? But also, she wants you to expand your mind into not thinking about her in such a specific way, because then it will allow her to come in and give you even more dynamic messages, is what she's saying. Ooh. I am surrounded by loving animals. I don't know if you guys have a lot of like family pets, but that's a message. I'm also getting why that this is one of the ways that she is connected to you. If you have pets now or animals around you now, she might be like influencing their behavior to get your attention. Or if you have pets that are like, if you have actual pets, it's like she's talking to them and like giving them advice to like help you. Because I really truly believe that animals are so much more intuitive than us. And I think that they see all of these spirits and things like, and they know how to handle it really easily. And they just like see it all the time. And they're just like, yeah, whatever. But I feel like they are truly like this midpoint between like us and that next realm, or, you know, the non-ordinary world or heaven or whatever you want to call it, the universe. Yeah. It's almost like I see her like giving messages to your pets because she can't be here physically, but they can. And they're like this kind of like medium, if that makes sense. Oh, well, that makes sense. Anything else, Mom? Thank you, Kelly. Give me 1 second to wrap up Wise reading. She keeps just showing me her hair. Why? I don't know what message that is. Like, she keeps like doing her hair, showing me her hair. Like, she's really proud of her hair. Maybe that's like something that she did in this life, and maybe that's just to like further confirm her personality so you feel like I'm connecting. It feels like one of those things, but she's like really proud of her hair. My cat has such attitude. She used to do hair. There you go. That's probably it. It's almost like she's like, my hair is always perfect now. It's like, this is the best place to be. My hair days are amazing every day. And not that that's literal, not like I believe they have hair or even bodies in this next plane, but it's them trying to communicate and like joke with us and like say something that translates that we, if that makes sense. Tell her thank you, please. She's like, girl, I can hear you. You can tell me thank you. You don't have to tell her thank you. Thank you, Wyatt. Thanks for the donation. All right, so I'm going to read Kelly, and then we are going to wrap it up. So if I get any more donations, those will probably roll into next week. So thank you, Kelly. I'm super curious about my future for a romantic relationship. Not that I want or need one, but just curious. Her. Him. Okay. I think you're going to be drawn to this person, Kelly, because you want to heal them. So this is the healer card. And I pulled how you see them, and then I pulled this card of how they see you. So you are going to be drawn in because you want to help. You want to heal them, and that might not be like a super obvious like first impression thing, like, oh my gosh, I need to help them. Maybe even just like even meet them in a hospital or something. It could be like as simple as that. But it more feels like a part warning, like, you're going to come into each other's lives and he's going to need this. He's going to need healing, or it could be a she too. Which, by the way, happy Pride Month, everybody. Yeah, and you're going to come in and you're going to end up being his healer, knowingly or unknowingly. And it's more of like a warning to make sure you're not giving out too much of your energy. Make sure you are receiving in return. And then as far as him, I feel like this is actually how he sees you. These are kind of both intertwined. So Pioneer, he is excited about you because you have this passion, and this is what he needs in his life. This is what needs to be healed, actually. This is what's happening. So he's going to come in just like he doesn't have this zest. He's maybe not very motivated, which to you might be sort of like red flags, but I feel like there's something about you that he needs in that way. And he needs to be revitalized. He needs to have that passion, that energy. He's really going to draw off of you, and it's going to influence both your love life, but also just like his creative pursuits, his money-making pursuits. Like wherever the relationship starts is going to get better. But again, it's like, don't let him suck that energy from you. Make sure you have those boundaries. I work in a hospital. What? How can I book a session with you? Visit my website, psychiclauren.com. You can find that through my channel page. Or you can just go to my like link tree, I think, and it's got all appropriate links. But you can just go to my, I think it's services list, and I have all the readings, and you can literally just pick out a day and a time, set it up, and bam, you're all done. I had to just finally do like an automated system because like trying to work with all the emails for all the readings and going back and forth on the times and just like such a mess. So I kind of have like a thing. You can choose the date, choose the time, bam, you're done. Pay up front. But thanks for asking, Sacramento's, and I'm not going to hold you to it. Only if you feel like it. Okay, so Kelly, I wanted to pull one other card for you. I wanted to ask, like, what signs should you look out for so you might, like, know it's coming? Since you're not, like, trying to, like, manifest it, like, hardcore. I think you're going to be at a time... Okay, I'm getting a very clear timeline. So I think you're going to be at a time in your life when it says heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. And I'm getting like emotionally, energetically, just like things feel better. And I feel like we're just starting to feel that right now. And I feel like this is actually like very COVID related, Kelly. Like, I feel like right now things are too crazy. It's like when you get back to life feeling a little bit normal again. And I feel like it's already like that for you, Kelly, but like even more so. And there's something about it that once these burdens get lifted away, once you're not as stressed, once you have lighter energy, it's like you open up the space more to invite new opportunities in and a new relationship in. So as far as like signs, they're giving me like a time period. It's like whenever this is like lifted, whenever things feel better. So whenever I really feel like fall for some reason. I feel like fall, but it's more related to like when COVID really lets even bigger degree is what it feels like. Because it feels like the burdens and the heaviness is like you stressed out, you having to be like extra careful, like with work and with people and like all of that. There you go. There you go. What? Yeah. I think the only other thing, Kelly, that I'm feeling is like if you do want it to manifest, like focus on like manifesting it. But if you don't, let it be, but also don't be surprised if it just like doesn't happen. Because like you have to sort of put it out there that you want it. Otherwise your guides are like, oh, well, she doesn't want it. She just wants to party and have fun. And they might not like link people up, if that makes sense. You meant to drop it on purpose to make the mood for YouTube? Drop what? What did I drop? Alrighty. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone who donated tonight. I appreciate you all. What was I going to say? So catch me next time. I try to get on every Tuesday night. I've been pretty consistent about that. So I'll be on next Tuesday night giving out readings. And then I have all my links in the description down below to my social. I also have that donation page, or not donation page. I now have memberships. So if you want to become a member, it's like a monthly fee and you basically get extra perks through YouTube. So right now I only have the one tier of like you get the badge. So if you can see Super Whittle Guy, he's got his name is kind of highlighted and he's got a badge. And the longer he is a member, the little badge like morphs into something else. And that level just makes it so I can see you guys better when there's like a lot of people in here, give you guys shout outs. And that's going to be important as more and more people find me and come into my live readings. Yeah, I do want to add more tiers, and those are going to have even more perks like member only live readings, member only videos. So there's going to be things that are exclusive to you guys. I haven't quite set those up yet because I'm really trying to like figure out like what I want to give and what that price is going to be and really just make it make sense and not just like rush into it. But yeah, so that is there. Thank you guys. You can see, thank you, Lori, for being a member. And then let's see, please subscribe if you're new. It helps me a ton. Even just watching my videos, throwing up comments, liking them, it just boosts my analytics. And like, I'm just such an analytics nerd, and I don't know, it helps a ton. It helps other people find me. And so I appreciate you guys doing that. But yeah, if like someone said, if you want to set up a reading with me, just set it up through my website. I'm actually reading with Edward tomorrow. Super excited, Edward, for that. And then yeah, besides that, I've got all these awesome videos on my channel. So if you're looking to strengthen your psychic development and really get intuitive and just learn about all these things, learn about exercises and things you can do, check out my YouTube channel. But if you want to take it another level, I do have courses where I basically have consolidated all the information and really just given you like a very clear like outline and homework and practice so that you can really I don't know, just understand it a lot more to another level. Also, I do have a Facebook group, and this is mostly for people who want to practice their psychic abilities, so practice reading each other if you're interested in that. I have like a bajillion links, and that's why I finally just got a link tree. Technically, we have like a monthly group reading night. Also, the last Tuesday of every month. If you want to practice your psychic abilities, you can join us there. It's like a group Zoom call. And then you can tell I'm at the end of my night here. Another fun thing is if you're not like a huge fan of the videos, I'm starting to upload my videos as podcasts. And so again, those are also in the links down below. I don't know if they've quite published all the way to all the platforms, but I'm basically taking the videos, turning them into MP3s and putting them up as podcasts. Just kind of testing that out, seeing what it's like. But if you're more of a podcast person, maybe check it out. But yeah, next video coming up for you guys. This week I'm playing a fun game. It's actually a party game that's like not meant to be intuitive at all, but it's intuitive theme. It's called Medium. And it's a party game that you're supposed to like read each other's minds and guess like some things on cards and then get points if you're right. So I'm showing you guys how to play it. It's really fun. I like literally like bumped into it at Target and I was like, I'm buying this. And I am showing you both how to just play it for fun and just kind of doing like a game walkthrough, but I'm also showing you guys how to use it to strengthen your psychic abilities. And honestly, I think this is such like a fun game because if you're like wanting to like introduce your friends or your family to like psychic-y woo-woo stuff, this is like a good way to like inadvertently do it. But that's gonna be this week. I don't know what next week's video is because I'm filming a bunch of new ones. Basically, I film them all at once and then I kind of space them out. So I'm in this mode of needing to film a bunch more. But yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for those of you who stay here with me the whole night. That's pretty awesome. I love you guys. I look forward to next time. Thank you. I'll start manifesting. Yes, Kelly. I like you, YouTube. I think he meant I like your YouTube. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Sleep tight. Connect with your guides tonight. Oh, I should make that a t-shirt. Sleep tight. Connect with your guides tonight. Somebody give me $1 million. Edward. I will talk to you tomorrow, Edward. I've got a reading with him. Excited for that. Thanks for reaching out. I like all your videos I've seen. You do good videos. Thank you, Myra. I appreciate it. I got a bajillion more coming your way. I love that. Don't let me forget. Maybe I will make it into a t-shirt. All right. Good night, you guys. Bye. See ya. Thank you.